What do you know about bile stasis? Today we'll talk about 4 important aspects of this problem: the causes, dangers, symptoms, and treatments. Why does bile stasis occur? Bile stasis is a situation when it stops coming out of the gallbladder or comes out in insufficient quantities. This occurs for the following reasons. First, because of abnormal development of the gallbladder and ducts, as well as acquired problems in the form of cysts, stones that block the paths of bile flow. Second, from eating fatty foods and alcohol and eating irregularly. Thirdly, a sedentary lifestyle. The fourth reason is a disorder of the thyroid gland. From what changes the very composition of bile and it thickens. And, finally, an important cause is stress. They lead to spasm of the bile duct muscles, which blocks the outflow of bile. How does bile stasis manifest itself? The first symptom of this problem is a bitter feeling in the mouth. This is the taste of bile, which gets into the stomach. The second sign is frequent belching. It is important that when bile stasis is unrelated to the consumption of a certain type of food. Symptom number 3 is heartburn. Burning in the stomach shows that the process of digestion of food in the stomach, which is also affected by bile, is disturbed. The fourth sign of bile stasis is pain in the right subcostal area. At first it is insignificant, aching, or just a slight discomfort. But over time, the pain intensifies and manifests itself in acute attacks. 5. Symptom of bloating of the abdomen. Increased gasiness appears due to imbalance of intestinal microflora and insufficiently effective digestion of food. The sign of the disease number 6 is nausea. As in the case of belching, it is not associated with poisoning by poor quality food, and can occur even in connection with the process of eating. In extreme cases, such attacks of nausea end in vomiting. In the absence of treatment of bile stasis, a person feels constant weakness, irritability, and sleepiness. In especially advanced cases, brittle bones, weight loss, jaundice of the skin and eye membranes, as well as darkened urine and discolored feces develop. How is it dangerous? The composition of bile requires it to circulate regularly. If bile does not flow regularly, it thickens and some of its constituent elements precipitate, which eventually turn into stones. The accumulation of bile in the bladder leads to its inflammation and the development of cholecystitis. When the gallbladder cannot hold the entire volume of accumulated bile, and it does not go to the duodenum, the backflow of bile into the liver begins. This is a very dangerous condition, because it provokes toxic poisoning of the liver and can lead to hepatitis. Given the important role of bile in the assimilation of nutrients, when it stagnates, all metabolic processes are disrupted. This leads to avitaminosis, weakening of the body and its immune system, brittle bones and imbalance of intestinal microflora. At the same time, cholesterol levels in the blood increase and atherosclerosis of blood vessels begins to develop. And heart disease. How can bile stagnation be treated? Health is the most important thing we have. That's why we created this channel and try to regularly share useful information with you. Subscribe, and more people will see videos about healthy recipes for better health. How to treat bile stasis. 1. What is necessary to do? It is to normalize the diet. You will have to give up fried and fatty foods, including fatty meats. It is also necessary to get rid of bad habits. From the diet you need to exclude smoked meats, legumes, carbonated drinks, and any products that contain oxalic acid. Instead, you need to increase your intake of healthy fatty acids. These are found in vegetables, linseed and olive oils, and fruits. Among meat products, choose lean varieties and replace meat with fish more often. It is important to eat small portions 5 to 6 times a day and drink plenty of water to ensure low bile density. In neglected cases of the disease, of course, one diet and the problem will not solve. Evaluating the condition based on the results of examinations, doctors decide on the choice of methods to eliminate bile stasis. The simplest option is to prescribe medications that improve the outflow of bile. But in neglected cases, this is not enough, and it is necessary to resort to surgical intervention. To remove stones or dilate the bile ducts, laparoscopic punctures are used, and in critical cases, the entire gallbladder has to be removed. This method is resorted to when it is completely clogged with stones, and its normal functioning cannot be restored. In order not to bring the condition of the gallbladder to such a critical stage of the disease, you need to closely monitor your condition. If you notice any of the above symptoms of bile stasis, do not put off going to the doctor for later. Timely diagnosis allows you to normalize the function of the gallbladder with the help of diet and simple medications. Have you faced the problem of stagnant bile? How have you solved it? Tell us what you think about it below this video. And to make sure you don't miss any more informative videos about health and longevity, subscribe to our channel. When you click on the bell, don't forget to check that you want to receive all notifications. Have a great health and longevity.